is Soulless Convoy, and today we're taking a look at Iron Factory EX-72R Chaos Blaze Rahu, which is their version of I don't even know. That's good. This is an original character, I believe. Here's the box art. Really departure from usual Iron Factory box art. Real hellfire and brimstone theme going on. Pictures of the toy in the back of the box. It's the box. This is a retool of their Fallen 2.0. I believe it's just meant to be like a general like hellfire demon type character. I've seen Surtur, Balrog, a whole bunch of other things mentioned. So just general flaming demon character. Pretty cool. This is on loan to me from Warp Shard, who picked it up from the Shozy store. We'll put a link in the description. And thank you for the loaner, and let's get started. Right off the bat, this is an incredibly unique figure. Like, you really don't see a lot of stuff like this, and it's not just because there's like a lot of translucent plastic. Sorry, it's kind of hard to light this thing so that everything shows up. But like, it's just unique, right? Like, the original design was already like kind of Iron Factory's take on the Fallen. It wasn't like super accurate to anything. And then like with this new, like, you know, you can kind of see that head sculpt is just very not Transformers. I guess you could headcanon this maybe as like Infernicus from the Last Night, if anybody remembers that. But it doesn't really resemble anything I know from Transformers lore. Or I guess it's just like a even more evil version of the Fallen, perhaps. But yeah, pretty cool figure. These flame details are sick. I don't know how removable they are, but I wouldn't really want to because they're a huge part of the design. The paint on the chest is really well done, like the silver paint that's painted all over the figure. Honestly, it's very striking in hand, and it's very pretty. Like, this is very pretty. The sculpt is really well done with these flaming parts. Like, they seem like almost organic smoothness, like he's made of lava. It's very very impressive, very striking, I think, and definitely a breath of fresh air. Getting in on that head sculpt. Let me see. And the head sculpt is pretty cool. Definitely very unique. It's not like really what we usually see out of Transformers. There's like a mouth, there's eyes. The light piping on it is fantastic. Let me see if I can bring my light source behind the head, and you can kind of see like sensational. It kind of goes through the entire figure, to be honest with you. So again, my light source isn't the best, but you can kind of just see like how nice that light piping is on the head. It really does look fantastic when backlit, and the figure in general, you know, like really does look pretty when backlit, because like all those flames will light up, and it's just a really, really pretty experience. Unfortunately, like in this particular angle, the shoulders kind of cast shadows on the head, so you can't see all of it. But it's just really unique, and I always appreciate like OC retools, and this like seems to put like a lot of effort in. This is a great profile. You can see like the how nice the mouth looks. I forgot my spudgers, but whatever. Getting into articulation, I'll point out more about the visuals as we go. The head is on a ball joint, and it can look up a really nice degree. It really doesn't have a lot of side to side, sadly, and it can do like a 90 degrees to each side before it gets blocked. My one problem with the head is that like it can't really like go down. Like the ball joint clearly can, but if you push it down, it just like pops back up. I think there's a mismold in like the ball joint cup for some reason. I don't really know why, but I don't want to like trim this and modify it because it's not my copy. So he can't look down, which really sucks because like he would look super cool looking down, right? The shoulders are a bit complicated. So you have a 360 rotation here, right? You have a butterfly joint inside the shoulder that gets you about that much, right? But it kind of untabs like the side of his chest when you use it. So just be careful about that. But yeah, he can get a nice butterfly joint about 45 degrees. There's a hinge here, but because of how big the horns are, it's kind of not that useful. Like it just gets you like that much. And there's a hinge here, so you kind of have to hinge these armor plates up. And those of you who have Iron Factory figures can kind of see where this is going. You got to hinge these armor plates up, kind of rotate the bicep. And you can get a 90-degree out, but there's a lot of clashing for the flames. But yeah, if you push it, you can eventually get to 90 degrees outwards. It's just like a lot of work. And you really got to like, I mean, you're basically mistransforming the shoulder blades. And also this shoulder, this inner shoulder right here, I already loosened the screw and it's still really tight. There's a bicep swivel. Just again, watch out for the shoulder armor. Watch out for the bicep flames, right? You have a double jointed elbow that gets you basically the full run. You have the wrists are on ball joints, which makes them swappable. And there's also the ball joint is on a hinge. It doesn't show up as much for these hands, but it is on a hinge here, so I can hinge side to side. That's the ball joint right there, but there's also like the peg is on a hinge, right? The ball peg is on a hinge as well, and it can get you some motion on that axis. We do have, I was using it already, but you can kind of see it light up. We have an ab crunch that gets you about 45 degrees. We have a universal waist swivel. And then the lower body has some stuff going on. So we have like this armor right here that can lift up at this hinge, but these parts are individually ball jointed. So if you want to get these out of the way so he can kick higher, he can just move those up and he can kick to 90 degrees pretty well. The hips are ball jointed. They do get out pretty well, but then these parts are on ball joints. There's a lot of like stuff going on with this part. This can tilt back, but these can't really hinge out that much for some reason. So like he's kind of always like not really getting the full 90 degree out. I don't really know why these are done like this, like why these are stuck to here, but it's whatever. You have double jointed knees, though the inside joint here is a lot tighter than this joint. So it's always gonna do this usually, and they get you a pretty respectable range, but then you like wanna fold them back up and just this one is folding. So you gotta like manually push the top knee joint back in. You do have a thigh swivel, which gets you a full 360. And then at the ankles, we have a hinge joint on a screw right here that allows you to hinge the ankle up, but that kind of clashes with the toe guard, and hinge the ankle down. And then we have a toe bend, which lets you go the toes down. And we do have an ankle tilt, which gets you a really nice, ankle tilt. Anyway, so that's it for the articulation. He is pretty posable, and on paper, he has a lot of articulation points, but there's also a lot of clashing with like all the flames going on and stuff. And it's like not really the most fun experience to pose when some stuff starts coming undone. In terms of accessories, this guy is loaded just with alternate hands though. So he has a lot of pairs of hands and they're pretty easy to swap in and out. The cool thing about this guy's alternate hands is they are made of this wonderful translucent plastic, and they're really nice and thick. They kind of have like a squishy quality to them, but they're not soft plastic. So they feel really like, they don't feel rigid or brittle. They just feel like they could definitely be suitable for play, which is awesome because they're transparent plastic. And swapping them is super easy. You just pop them off the ball joint. It's really painless. And I say really painless. You can kind of see the peg, right? The peg they're on can hinge. It's kind of tight, so it doesn't really hinge that much, which is good because then putting them on would be a lot harder than it is. So they can just hinge like that and also, turn. So sculpt is also really good, especially on this pair. I really like it. It's very dynamic. He has other pairs as well. He has a pair of flat, kind of relaxed open hands, which looks pretty good. Not bad. I do wish it was like bent this way. They're like this weird, whatever, it's fine. He has a pair of smaller fists. Now these are for transformation purposes. He can only transform with these on, sadly. And they are very small and they don't look proportional at all. Like you can kind of see it looks horrendously small. Here it is actually compared to a actual fist he comes with in the box. So you can see they're much smaller. It's kind of a joke, by the way. At this point, just say you need to parts form the hands, but I guess if you really want to have hands this thing can transform with, then fine. And then finally, we have a pair of weapon holding hands, and they hold his gigantic warhammer, right? So you just kind of untab it here. You can slide it into the hand. You're gonna retab that. And the detail and painting on this thing is excellent. I love how this looks. I love this bottom section. The hilt looks fantastic. The detailing on this thing is great. I mean, the paint on this thing is gorgeous, which is a usual thing for Iron Factory these days, right? They do a lot with what they have. And this is no exception, right? That Samurai Megatron I reviewed earlier was also a really gorgeous toy. And you can hold it just fine. But I will say, disappointingly, for some reason, it's kind of floppy in his grip. I don't know why. It tabs in. It goes in really securely, but then it's unfortunate. The fingers aren't really that tight as I want. But yeah, that's pretty much it for accessories. And I will say he does look pretty striking. Again, he does look pretty cool. And I'm pretty happy with the alternate hand selection. At least it has alternate hands. Somehow those have become a commodity in third-party Legends, which is insane, considering there are alternative to articulated fingers, but you know, whatever. In terms of size comparisons, no more G2 Trooper. I don't have them anymore. So I'm gonna put him next to Bone Shaker, which is a Hasbro Deluxe. So you can see he's about the size of a Deluxe when you consider his massive shoulders, but he's really shorter. He's definitely hefty and large, but he's not as big as he looks, I would say. And here he is next to a third-party New Age Sludge, which is considered one of New Age's large figures, and you can kind of see he is not all that tall. And just for the sake of it, this is a Fyrox from Power Miners. I think they look pretty good together. And finally, the ultimate size comparison, a ruler. And you can see he is, you can't even see the ruler. Okay, that's my bad. You can see he stands just around 4 inches tall. He's like 4 1/4 inches tall to the top of his head. And then when you count the giant flames and shoulder pads, he gets to around 5 inches. So yeah, not exactly the largest Legends figure, but he does feel hefty and dense. So there's that. I'm going to get it transformed and we'll talk about it. Here we have him in tank mode, heavy air quotes on that. Whatever this thing is basically the main alternate mode. It's not a good transformation whatsoever, not very fun to get here, and I don't really think it's worth the effort. It doesn't really hold together that well. A lot of the connections are like a hope and a prayer, and generally not impressive. The turret, which is made from the hammer, so that's a neat reuse of parts, can hinge up and down. There is no sideways motion, obviously. And this thing is not particularly secure whatsoever, which is good because it has an alternate third mode. You know, it's pretty incomprehensible now, just you wait, right? You just do that. You remove all of the connections this thing has, basically. Like, you untab it at literally every single point, which is just 4 points, by the way. That's all that's holding obscenely large chunks of this thing together. And then you just kind of, like, fold stuff, until it kind of looks like it has like 6 legs or whatever. You kind of just do this, like you just splay these out, fold these down. There's no real rhyme or reason to it because, again, there's no infrastructure supporting this. It just kind of like goes like that, right? And then you just kind of bend these out. Like, it's up to your discretion, basically. Alter the cannon mode a bit. This is supposed to be like a third mode. And then you take this piece, another accessory I didn't talk about. It comes with its own little stand thing piece. You plug it in, which is not fun either. Joy. Yeah, so you plug that in right there, like a little stand thing, and that basically supports it while you, like, you know, try to fudge this thing and make it look somewhat presentable, which is not an easy task. And yeah, like, I guess this is like its emplacement turret mode, or whatever. Not a huge fan, to be honest. I could tilt the arms out a little bit for more of a displayed look. Oh boy. So final thoughts. Let's just get into it. I really want to be positive on the good parts of this thing first. The Rahu mode was fantastic. Actually, I can't. Okay, so the transformation is incredibly unfun. It's just like a ton of work to get nowhere. It's just an absolute waste of time. The alternate modes are an absolute waste of time. They're a waste of plastic. They're a waste of effort. This is an action figure that has a transformation worked into it, not for the sake of fun, but for the sake of, like, we have to make a transforming thing. Otherwise, people won't buy it. I don't know why, but it just does not feel like anyone cared at any point in the process about this being anywhere of, like, an enjoyable toy, right? It just transforms because it has to. That being said, the Rahu mode is absolutely gorgeous. It poses pretty well, but it's not exactly fun to handle. The dilemma here is that, like, I love this because it's unique and, like, striking and awe-inspiring and, like, is not trying to just be a thing of a character that goes on a shelf in a cast photo. Like, it's really trying to grab you on its own merit, and it looks really good doing that. But the real problem is it's not a fun toy. Like, it's just not fun. And that kind of blows chunks because Iron Factory can make fun toys that look really good. This is like the opposite of that Samurai Megatron, which was like this super gorgeous, really fun thing that had some compromises in robot mode, but turned into a really fun Samurai T-Rex that looked really good as well. And yeah, the transformation on that thing wasn't really fun either, but like it was so cool to get between the two modes and to appreciate them. And this is just like, why would I ever transform this into whatever this is? Okay, like the alternate mode for this thing, as you can tell, I transformed it for the first time before filming final thoughts, and it cratered my opinion of this figure. Absolutely like demolished any idea I had about recommending this thing. It is I think it's $60 flat, actually. It might be $59.99. And while it's painted really well and looks fantastic, I don't really think it's a buy unless you really like the robot mode and understand you won't be transforming it, because you are wasting your time transforming this toy. There is nothing to be gained, and it is not easy or simple. It looks like he's just lying down. There is so many annoying steps, and the tolerances make it totally unfun. And like, why would you? You know, it's just a waste of time. Don't make me a transforming toy that like is horrendously like pointless to transform. At least if the transformation blows chunks, at least give me a good alternate mode. What am I doing here? Right? Like, what am I doing here? This is pointless. Just make the action figure. Like, I don't understand the point of forcing yourself to make a transformation like some type of humiliation fetish when it's gonna be ass. This is not saying this is a bad figure, but it's a pretty trash transformer. I did not think that the transformation could actually ruin my opinion of it this quickly, but it literally does nothing. Like, it is a 20-minute experience of just fussing with tolerances on incredibly simple steps. It's not complicated. It just sucks. There's no intuitive nature. There's no rhyme or reason. You're just folding things for the sake of folding things. I don't get it. It's pointless. Yeah, that's. I'm sorry. This. I just want to have a good toy, man. How much is it to ask between like? I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun again. Is that too much to ask, really? I don't really know. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. If you like the robot mode and intend to never transform it, yeah, I mean, go ahead. If you want to play with this thing and transform it, it's a no from me, dog. Yeah, but that's it. That's Soulless Convoy. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.